route in settlement of those bills.
Governor, on the issue of employee payables, I thought these are statutory deductions and they must be paid because it is the money you deduct and from the employees. Why are you still owing these employees 294,173,952? And what is the first in, first out? That will be my question on employment payables. And what the second question, what is the composition of these employment payables? As in lab fund, lab trust, what is the story behind? And finally, Chair, my second question, I've seen under 1 year, the aging analysis provided by note number 32 in your financial statements, under 1 year there is 1.7 billion, a growth of 90%. Why the sudden increment of this 90% within 1 year? What is the implication or this pending bill or trade payables? What does it account for? And finally, Chair, I've seen in the audit that there are some pending bills that could be held up to 10 years in the observation of the OAG certificate in this 32.75 million. Governor, this pending bill of 32 million plus, is it legible or ineligible? Can it be traced back to a specific accountability? Because sometimes I have that. My direct question, Governor, the third and final question is, did you do what most of your colleagues were doing, whether eligible or ineligible pending bills as per the question of the certificate that there are some pending bills in Siaya County government that have gone beyond more than 10 years. So in this 32 that is grown beyond 3 years, is it eligible as per the financial statements you have provided? Chair, I yield back the mic. That will be my 3 questions.
Let's take Senator Maruma's question.
Yeah, just one. On the employee payables, we have 294 million. Is it possible to have an aging analysis of that 294 million so that we can be able to know for the debt over 3 years, the 32 million, how much is trade payable, how much is employee payable? For the 2 to 3 years, for 1 million, how much is trade payable, how much is employee payables? Is it possible to disaggregate it like that?
Okay. Governor?
I think I'll give my colleague to answer to questions of detail. But I can say that at the time I took over office, we had a terrible position in terms of salary byproducts, which included the statutory deductions. Some of them were contributions by staff. Some of it was VAT and pay as you earn. NSSF, we had huge figures unpaid salary byproducts. But over the years, we have taken the position that salary byproducts must be paid, and that necessitated dealing with the arrears, but making sure that currently there are no salary byproducts that are not paid. The mechanisms that have been set by the Treasury now actually make it impossible for salary byproducts not to be paid when salaries are being paid. As to the aging, that can be done. We can be able to do an aging analysis as indicated by Senator Marwa. But let me see to...
Okay, proceed. Susie?
Chair, on salary payables, the 294, as of to date, we have already paid 150 million, and we are left with a balance of 143. and one of the huge debt that is still outstanding, it is defunct local authority. It's a debt of around 44 million. This we inherited. We have been reducing it year by year. We inherited around 75. Now we are at 44. And even for this financial year, we have budgeted around 20 or 30 million to be able to pay. This is from 2013. And then for pension, as Governor had mentioned earlier, we had inherited huge debt in pensions, which now, even this financial year, we have reduced this debt up by 45 million, to 45 million, which was 74. And the other huge one was insurance deductions, not the SACCO deductions, the 27 million, which we have also paid, and now we are having an outstanding of 13 million. Now, to cure this in FY 26-27.
CC, where are you reading from?
Sorry.
Where are you reading from those numbers so that you can follow? Are they in Annex 8? And if they're in Annex 8, which page are they on?
He has said, Chair, in addition, out of 294, 44 is attached to municipalities. Let it remain 250 million. So can you segregate?
Yeah, is that here?
Yes.
Because you have referred to Annex 8 additional. I've been looking for it because it could help us answer the question raised by the senators.
There is an additional information that should have provided in the attachment, which is here.
It is not here.
But if you go to Annex 32, Note 32 of the financial statements, you will see trade and other payables, employee payables of 294. So I was giving a status of the 294 to date.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That 294, you have paid some. You are remaining with a balance of 143.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get visibility on the makeup of that outstanding 143. Are they deductions that you have made and you have not remitted, or are you dealing with past obligations? That's just what we want to establish.
We have dealt with the past obligations, and some of them currently are being dealt with.
Did you say that 44 million is from the local authorities?
The fund local authority, the 44 million, yes.
44 million.
44 million.
But
That's paid or outstanding?
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yes.
when you look at debt over 3 years, it's 32 million. How do you reconcile the two numbers in the aging analysis?
Okay.
Senator
This thing
Morgan.
of defunct local authorities, you know, we once dealt with the issue of interest and penalties. So I'd like to know, is this, what you haven't paid, is it in that category of interest and penalties? Am it the principal amount? Because that will give us a clear picture where we are. Is it in that category of penalty and interest?
I think it's all.
It's on all combined.
Tell us what is principal and what is interest. How much is the principal amount and remitted, and what is on interest and penalties? Because we were told that COG was trying to negotiate waiver of interest and penalties. I don't know whether you have tried that from CIA.
I think at the level of the COG, we have been trying to deal with the question of penalties and interest, because they compound the figures as years go on. But at the time of payment, the entity to whom the money is paid, they don't segregate and say what you paid is penalty or interest. It's just a sum paid to the total due, which includes penalty and interest.
Senator Morgan.
Makueni, is it Makueni that told us that they had arrived at some agreement and they had been given some waiver? You remember they told us they had arrived at some arrangement. I don't know why, Governor, Senior Counsel, you have not made that attempt.
We are in discussions, but
Yeah.
you know there are various entities.
Because that will help you a lot in
Yes.
cleaning up your books.
We're in discussions
Yeah.
on this issue.
Now, Clark,
And then now the other problem is nobody knows what is principal. The way Governor is telling us is that you're not able to tell whether what you're paying is principal or it's interest and penalties. I think that's a big problem that needs to be dealt with. Yeah.
I wanted the clerks just to go to the recommendations we made with respect to deductions and remitted, or the issue of defunct local authorities, because the House made a recommendation that the counties get some certificate from the pensions funds. Just get the exact wording, and then we can advise accordingly.
As the
Senator
recommendation is,
Cherargei.
I thought there was a document that the CEC was referring to, number one. Number two, in trying to reply to the question asked by myself and Senator Marumba in what is the composition, he has not indicated whether there is interest in this. So I thought that should be clear, because he only mentioned that 44 million was accrued in the defunct municipalities. So these 250 million before we go for the recommendations of the certificates that we require. And he was reading a document. Maybe you can give direction on that so that we can know the composition of the employee payable.
Yep, so we want to, clerk, you have the wording?
Yes.
Just read the wording and then we go back to the CC.
The committee recommended the following. 1, all county governments must provide a certificate of compliance from the